Things have been pretty quiet around here lately. I suppose we should have known it was too good to last.
Miss Marble has been investigating an international gun-running ring in the city. A lead identified this Roosevelt Island construction site as a front for their operations. And last night she reported discovering unexpected tunnels running beneath it. This morning, she failed to check in.
Carol can definitely take care of herself, but we'll need to follow up on this just in case. Let's start by investigating those tunnels.
Intruders! Stop them!
I'll take it easy on you if you can hum my theme song. Sure, I eat you, but that doesn't help me pay my rent.
Get the gear inside! We've got company!
I used to be in this for profit, but I take you out of the street.
You're very close to a major power source. Take it offline.
I do a victory dance, but I am still tired of kicking your butt.
Get back up. I have been waiting for you. They're unbeatable! That's some street justice.
They are over here!
Think of the scars.
Why? Stay down. Enemies approaching!
What's your mutant power? Getting your tail kicked? caught me going berserker on you.
Surprised, American? Did you really think you were finished with Latveria?
Don't worry, chicks dig scarred.
How much more of this you think you can take, hero? Now don't keep telling me you came in here alone. Where are the others, huh?
Right behind you.
Oh, come on. You really think... Oh.
There they are! Drop them!
Go by delivery, just for fun. That's gonna leave a scar.
Blast them now!
You gonna let me down or what? Thanks. As you can probably tell, this op is a lot bigger than we thought. We need to figure out what these Latverians are up to. Of course. I've done some recon already. There's an old factory above these tunnels. If we destroy the weapons they've stockpiled there, it's bound to slow down their operation. Shocker must be trying to slow us down. What's he keeping us away from? Let's move out. That should lead up to the factory. You go on ahead. I'm gonna finish exploring these tunnels to look for additional intel. If you need any help, I'll be ready.
deal with Shocker later. Trash the Latvian weapons first.
Drop it! Here they come!
Well, that's all the fun I can stand in one day.
You're near the first weapons cache. Destroy it.
Ah, don't be too embarrassed. I've been doing this for a while.
That is it. Now you need to find and neutralize the rest.
Looks like it might be nap time for Spidey. That was fun, but I still prefer wall crawling.
Keep them away from the munitions!
You're making progress. Keep it up.
Fire at will.
Ooh, sorry. That's gonna leave a bruise.
I am hurt.
They're tearing through us! We need backup!
We have uninvited guests.
See, crime not only doesn't pay, it hurts.
You're almost done. There's one more stockpile nearby.
Sure, I eat, but that doesn't help me pay my rent.
That was the last one! Where are the reinforcements?
That'll put a wrench in the works. Now find those villains.
Perhaps I will give you some time to think.
We'll hold this line. Go help the boss get everything ready.
God.
Try to learn from that. I require assistance.
You're the best they have to offer.
Who is next to face the Panther Fury? I am not well.
Shocker. We have to find out what they're planning.
Send the Americans. Go! Any more where that came from?
There must be some way to break that floor. Look around. I'm detecting activity beneath you. Can you work together to get down there?
Cut them into pieces! Hey, they're coming!
Good thinking. Destroying their tech might help disrupt their operation.
Bust you up! Lock and load, gunners! How can we hope to defeat them?
I will hold them off, ma'am.
That won't be necessary, my dear. Take your post. If our friends here wish to join us on our little cruise, so much the better. If only Nick Fury were with you to witness this firsthand. But he will see it soon enough. The whole world will. We destroy your home, the same way you destroyed mine! Tear them apart! Focus on my path on the Lower East Side!
No problem. Those hipsters won't know what hit them.
Fire at will!
Stay on target, wizard!
I am on target. The wingless wizard never misses.
Defend the cannons! Wizard, recalibrate your gun gyros!
I've already compensated for these inferior components.
I want to see the city star!
You asked the right guy.
Don't take that from them! Scorcher, make the sky rain fire!
Now you're talking about language.
Lead only that simple. I am no longer human, as you can see. Fury ripped that from me 1 year ago today. Now I am a bomb. Nothing more, nothing less. A bomb that will kill millions. And you just lit the fuse.
She can't do this! Not to me!
Initials into you.
Manhattan continues to reel after tonight's devastating terror attack. Inside sources are indicating that the terrorists may have been from Latveria. Furthermore, they claim last night's attack was in direct retaliation for a secret, unsanctioned shield assault on Castle Doom exactly 1 year ago. SHIELD Director Nicholas Fury, now wanted for questioning in connection with these claims, has disappeared. In his absence, Commander Maria Hill has been named Acting Director of SHIELD. Superheroes potentially linked to the Latverian mission have refused to comment, leaving the rest of us to wonder why this horrible tragedy had to happen.
You hear what they're saying about that mission in Latveria?
Calling me shot, Steve. I have suspected you weren't sanctioned.
You have suspected? Nice of you to say so at the time.
Given a choice between Fury and the government, who are you gonna trust?
Tough call. That's why I didn't even ask you to make it. So, thanks to you, all this is on our hands. No, not on yours.
The evidence is right here, sir. We're under attack.
Colonel Fury, since Dr. Doom's death, Lucia von Bardas has bent over backwards to mend the ties between America and Latveria. We got her elected. This year alone, we lent her country $72 million in aid.
Yes, sir. And it hurts to imagine what she's done with that money, knowing what we now know.
Thank you, Colonel.
I have a recommended response scenario for the
That won't be necessary.
Sir, if I may, this situation is sure to escalate.
We have a pleasant relationship with Lucia. We'll handle things diplomatically.
I kept you in the dark so that if something like this ever happened, your consciences would be clear. It's on me, and I'm taking the fall for this one.
You got that right.
Damn it, Stark. You think these things grow on trees?
I'm sure you've got plenty of backups, old man. You always do.
Enjoy your exile, Fury. Wherever you are. We'll just stay here and keep picking up the pieces.
What a mess this is turning out to be. When you're ready, we can plan our next move at the briefing station.
Dr. Pym, if you're still in the building, please call main reception.
How are you? Yeah, sue me for having a lapse of patriotism. Fury convinced me that op was important for our security. I still think it's probably true. Are we ever 100% secure? Imagine how much worse that attack would have been if we hadn't had some of our people on that barge. Apparently, some of them are. I've got some friends in high places trying to find out more, but for now, it's all closed-door stuff. Are you implying that politicians' votes can be bought? I'm shocked. I think I hear Jarvis calling. Excuse me.
Please note that due to increased security measures, no one will be admitted into the
Hello.
building without their valid ID badge. No exceptions.
We're trying to get a read on that. Public opinion is really turning against us. I wouldn't be surprised if the government takes an anti-hero stance of some kind. Nip it in the bud, if we're lucky enough to catch it in time. We can't be fighting our own government, but we're trying to keep the streets safe. I think the more critical question is, what's going to happen to the rest of us? We've got a real mess on our hands now. Almost nothing. She seems to have been promoted almost out of the blue. When I see a knee-jerk reaction like that, I worry that it's the start of a trend. Sorry, I can't spare any more time right now. Talk to you later.
In Washington, officials continue to debate the appropriate response to the Latverian attack.
Our worst fears seem to be coming to pass. Congress is debating a new bill, the Superhuman Registration Act. It would require all heroes to register with the government, whether they want to or not.
Which would mean the politicians get to tell us who the bad guys are. We need to make sure this thing doesn't happen.
To that end, we're heading down to Washington. I've been offered a chance to testify before a congressional subcommittee.
And I'm going to rally the people down there. We need to get a grassroots resistance movement going before the SRA can gain any momentum.
We want you to come along in case there's any trouble. We've got a Quinjet waiting to fly us down there. Let's go. We're coming up on DC, team, but the situation has radically changed during our flight, and not for the better. The city just came under attack by an unknown terrorist force. We're going to coordinate defense efforts with S.H.I.E.L.D. Buckle up, and be ready for anything.
This is S.H.I.E.L.D. Lieutenant Farrell. We've got some of the Senators prepped for evac, but the zone's too hot to lift off. Eliminate the enemy forces in the area, so we can get those people out.
Finally, for backup.
Coming in!
You know, they don't call me amazing for nothing.
Eliminate those terrorists! We need to get the Senators to safety!
You are not prepared to face me. Don't say we didn't warn you.
This zone's secure. We'll get the choppers out. You should proceed down the hill. Head them off before they can hit us again.
Approaching landing zone, ETA. Incoming Sam, go climb. We're hit. Still got some left trying to put her down. Hang on. Farrell here. We made it.
him his luck is running out.
I got hit harder in high school. Seriously, I did.
Look at their stupid outfit! Let's earn our pay!
Medic! No, seriously.
Let the balls of freedom beware!
Damn, what a mess. I shouldn't have jumped a gun like that. That rocket came from the southeast. We need to take out whoever fired it before we can bring anyone else in. Those must be the guys who shot down our chopper. Take them out, now!
Stick around. I need my exercise. We're done now, right?
You like American?
You stupid, vaguely foreign freaks! You ruined my vacation! And you, dumb as nails shield clones! I saw what you did to those cherry blossoms back there. You think those things grow on trees? And you think it makes me less of a man if I came here for the Cherry Blossom Festival, huh? You're laughing with your eyes! I can see it! Fine! Time for a little boss battle, suckers!
Got more of the same for you right here.
Oh, don't be too embarrassed. I've been doing this for a while.
I'm honestly embarrassed. Maximum ponage, huh? Ouch! I knew I should have sprung for the health meter enlargement I saw in that email. You're probably trying to clear out these terrorists, huh? Can I join the party? I'll join on any basis you want, as long as I get the keys to the Stark Tower executive washroom.
All clear, Commander.
I'll take things from here. Titanium Man seems to be behind all this. He just made off with some senators and took them underground. We'll cover the Capitol. You get down to the subway and pursue that tin-plated Russian and his pals. I'll keep you in mind. Now go!
Come on! That-a-way! The subway! When we see Titanium Man, let's try to get him to say moose and squirrels. If I were a supersized Russian bad guy, I'd head for some American chow. This way, to the food court.
You think you're gonna get away with this on my watch? All right, the cavalry! Now!
I hate when these fights go to the scorecard. Medics! No, seriously.
Thanks. That big guy dragged Senator Lieber and the others toward Union Station. Keep going this way.
Maybe next time you want to pick on somebody your own size.
I don't be too embarrassed. I've been doing this for a while.
Told you I'm the best there is.
Say what you want about Titanium Man. At least the trains are still running on time.
Da, Americans. Your precious representative is safe. For now. Do you have the courage to save him? Let us see.
Now he's gone too far. Nobody attacks America's food court!
I'll cut you down to size. Next time, send somebody who's gonna put up a fight.
Perhaps I will give you some time to think.
Supervillains, huh? Always in the last place you look. Can we stop for a cool, refreshing beverage? Cashing product placement checks works up a mean thirst.
I require assistance! I am hurt! I had Crawfish put up a better fight.
When in DC, be sure to visit our scenic national park, Gang Garage.
Anybody asks, I'll tell them you put up a heck of a fight. You know, I'm getting pretty good at this.
Incoming hostile!
My spider sense tells me I hurt a lot. You know, they don't call me amazing for nothing. Would you say that was amazing or spectacular?
Looks like they want to dance!
I'd say I was sorry, but I wouldn't either. Don't be too embarrassed. I've been doing this for a while.
We will bury you!
He's trying to escape with our elected representative. Get your own, buddy!
You know, I'm getting pretty good at this.
No stopping him!
Take your train and corrupt leaders back. I have no use for them now. Follow me, heroes, if you dare!
Senator Lever from New York State. Good to meet you. You've done us a great service. You heroes are okay in my book. Maybe we should put this registration business on hold.
No kidding, bub. You can't expect the X-Men to reveal their names to the...
Say no more, Knucklehead. Not everyone fears and hates mutants. Well, best of luck trying to catch that maniac. Like our state motto says, Excelsior.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
You don't look like the voting type.
Yeah, whatever. Hey guys, I'll take these pencil pushers back to the Capitol. Give me a call if you want to hang out again.
Americans, your deaths are waiting. Here you are once again, a nation divided. Only this time, you will fall. With a little help, if necessary. Your democratic ideals will be your undoing once your own people turn against you. These mini-sentry guns will give you something new to think about.
Spider-powered rock.
Registration Act will be passed by your cowardly leaders, and you will become criminals. War back, my God!
Coming in! I do this! Free! We will take you out!
They cannot harm what they cannot see.
I am hurt! Old Raymond's luck is running out.
Medic! No, seriously. Looks like it might be nap time for Spidey.
We'll save the world from you, heroes. When this is done, no one will ever trust you, heroes, again. They'll enjoy reading of this back home.
About time. I do a victory dance, but I am still tired from kicking your butt.
Watch your back!
No! You think you've won, but you haven't. You'll soon see. You have already lost everything.
And so, to answer your question, Mr. Senator, in spite of these recent events, I don't believe forcing superheroes to register with the government is the answer. This law would split the hero community right down the middle, with consequences I'm not sure any of us want to ponder.
Was that really your best shot?
Sneaking around doesn't become you, Steve.
Maybe I'll need the practice. Maybe we all will.
Don't be so melodramatic. This whole thing would affect you least of all. You're already deputized.
You almost sound like you agree with them. This Registration Act would tear down everything we've done, destroy a century-old tradition of...
I'm trying to save it, Steve. As much of it as I can, anyway. Don't you see where this is headed? All it's going to take is one more slip-up by anyone in a cape, and we'll be lucky if registration is the worst they do. They could just turn us all into criminals, hunt us all down.
No, they won't, Tony. Not in my country.
Now return to our special live episode of The New Warriors, coming to you straight from Stamford, Connecticut, where the Warriors have just been spotted by their supervillain quarry. Looks like it's on.
I've got Cold Heart, you guys. Hey, somebody snag Nitro. He's rabbiting.
Don't worry, Speedball. I'm on it. On your feet, Nitro. And don't bother trying any of your stupid exploding tricks.
Oh, baby, don't you even know? You're playing with the big boys now.
Reports now coming in from Stamford, Connecticut indicate a massive explosion in a residential neighborhood.
Just over 12 hours ago now, and preliminary casualties are said to be over 600. In Washington, rumblings on whether superhero reform should be brought to the table.
Following last week's devastating explosion, Congress has rushed through passage of the Superhuman Registration Act, with the president expected to sign it.
This is just completely insane, Hill. I won't do it.
I'm sorry, was it not clear I was giving you an order?
You're asking me to arrest people who risk their lives for this country every day.
No, I'm ordering you to obey the will of the American people, Captain. Either you help us bring them in, or we'll bring you in.
Weapons down, gentlemen. Or I...
Trank darts, now! Take him down! Take him down!
Keep us moving, son, if you want to stay conscious.
You idiot. We were trying to save lives.
Of all the people to go underground, Captain America. Now every superhero who disagrees with the act suddenly has a leader. Maybe we should hold off until...
That won't be necessary, Mr. President. Registration can go forward as planned. We'll take care of Captain America.
And With the passage of the Superhuman Registration Act earlier this week, superheroes around the country are being forced to choose a side. Do they register with the government to uphold the law, or become part of an underground resistance movement? So far...
Can you believe this is really going down? The act kicks in at midnight, but word is S.H.I.E.L.D's gonna be here sooner than that, taking signatures. Or prisoners. I want to talk to Cage about it, but he's too busy arguing with Mr. Fantastic over there. Maybe you can break into their little powwow and get some sense out of them.
Understand your skepticism, Luke, but you have to believe me. I've crunched the numbers, and we absolutely can't rebel against the government on this. If we do, the consequences...
Can't be any worse than burning the Constitution.
You're exaggerating. This is a temporary measure. Once things settle down...
I ain't buying it, Reed. And I can't believe somebody as brainy as you would.
On the eve of the registration...
Oh, hello. Good timing. Perhaps you can talk some sense into Mr. Cage here. He and Iron Fist seem determined to get arrested.
He's the one who needs a reality check. But good luck getting anywhere with that.
You have reached the voicemail box of...
Reed Richards.
Please leave your message at the tone.
Yeah, hey Reed, this is Ben. Look, I can't do this. Lord knows I've followed you into some pretty crazy places over the years, but somehow this is one place I can't go. I've been thinking about it for a long time. Registration's wrong, and I won't support a law I don't believe in, but I'm still a patriot. I ain't gonna fight my own government, so the way I see it, that leaves me only one choice. I'm out. Going underground till this thing blows over. Don't bother trying to find me.
Are you sure you can get us to Cap without leading them right to him?
Got it covered. You just stick with me.
But what about the rest? How can we convince...
They're gonna have to make their own choice. Stark, Richards, and Songbird are obviously a lost cause. But maybe... Well, speak of the devil. So you folks made up your minds yet? From what I hear, they ain't gonna give you much more time to sit on the fence. I ain't no government puppet, and I assume you feel the same way. There are worse things you could do than risk jail time to do the right thing. If you're scared, feel free to do what you're told. Just don't call yourself a hero anymore. Cap in charge, as long as it takes. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You're either with us or against us. Okay, look, I hope you make the right choice. We could use your help.
This Thursday's seminar on workplace safety
I hear
was
ya.
postponed due to an injury.
Hey, you come to a decision yet? For now, yeah, it is. Stamford would never have happened if superheroes had proper oversight. Cap threw any chance of peace away when he put those S.H.I.E.L.D. agents in the hospital. No one's got a better reason to be paranoid than I do. And I'm telling you, this is the way it's gotta go. Technically, that's true. But someone supervising their actions could have saved those innocents. Look, I can't make the decision for you. Just remember, we're supposed to protect people. Signing up for training and accountability is the best way to do that.
Miriam
Sharp, prominent parent of a young Stanford victim, today praised Congress's swift action on passing the Registration Act.
With the Superhuman Registration Act looking likely to pass within the week, we recently sat down with one of its most surprising critics, Captain America.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
Our pleasure. Captain, in the wake of the Stanford tragedy, the public overwhelmingly favors mandatory registration for all superhumans. Can millions of Americans be wrong?
Unfortunately, they can, Brian. Our country's history is littered with wrongs that most Americans approved of at the time. Slavery, the incarceration of Japanese Americans during World War II, the McCarthy hearings.
But how do you deal with it, knowing that nearly everyone is against you on this?
I think of what Mark Twain wrote on the subject. If you alone of all the nation shall decide one way, and that way be the right way according to your convictions, you have done your duty by yourself and by your country.
An inspiring quote.
Absolutely. When the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the whole world, no,
Security.
you move.
Prepare to receive inbound SHIELD contingent.
Hey, good times, huh? I can. The government's always wanted to take us down a peg. Now they see their chance. But Cap showed us what we need to do. If we had time, I'd tell you some stories about S.H.I.E.L.D. Just trust me. World peace isn't at the top of their priority list. Between you and me, I hope so. I have no intention of registering. And we're gonna need a leader. People have died. Nothing can change that. But we can't let it keep us from doing what we know is right. Look, personal freedom is what Cap's fighting for. This is your choice to make. I know which way I'm going. Hopefully you do too.
New York Senator Lieber decried the recent passage of the Registration Act today, citing his rescue by a team of superheroes.
And so, in a worst-case scenario, we'd find ourselves in the equivalent of a superpowered civil war.
Heroes so busy fighting each other that criminals get a free pass.
Exactly. That's where you and the Thunderbolts would come in, Melissa. We need you to help S.H.I.E.L.D. keep crime under control while we focus on... Oh, hello again. I'm glad to see you're not going off half-cocked like Luke, Danny, and Eli over there seem to be. We need cooler heads to prevail at a time like this.
Barium nanite samples have just arrived for you from the Baxter building.
There's morality and there's practicality. I may have personal issues with the Act, but I also have hard evidence that if we rebel against it, the entire world's future will be imperiled. So, there's really only one sane choice here. I'm not saying the SRA is evil, but going down a path we know leads to disaster would certainly be irresponsible and foolish. I'm not sure that's been determined. Incarceration, most likely. Those who violently resist might accidentally be harmed.
Thursday's seminar on workplace safety has been postponed due to an injury.
Of course not. But anyone who openly resists law enforcement should know the risk they're taking. I'm sorry, I can't discuss this indefinitely with you. I hope you make the intelligent choice here.
Reed, I'm trying, but I just can't follow these equations.
I'd be surprised if you could, Tony. They're a new form of science I invented, actually. A way to predict future trends by mathematically modeling past events.
Really? How reliable?
Very. I've been using it to predict general trends for years.
And what are they showing you now?
A series of societal earthquakes. Conflicts beyond anything that's ever happened. The death of billions.
My
I ran the numbers again and again. I found no force that could be applied anywhere to make a better outcome until
the Registration Act.
Latveria Nanite sample
That's the
has
first
just
part.
arrived for you from the
Other
Baxter
actions will be necessary, in the right order, at the right times.
Actions that will turn us against our friends. Change everything we know.
I'm well aware of that, Tony. But the alternatives are much, much worse.
Whoever said saving the world would be easy, huh? All right, Reed. Walk me through the numbers. And take it slow.
The acting commander will be here any minute. Look sharp.
Miriam Sharp, prominent parent of a young Stanford victim, today praised Congress's swift action. On passing the registration.
All superhumans, the Registration Act is in effect. You are now required to meet with Commander Hill and register your identity with S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm glad to see you're willing to meet with me on civil terms. Once you register, I'm sure we'll have a productive relationship. The paperwork is right here. Step up and sign, please. Because it's the law, and because if you don't, we'll drop you so fast your super little heads will spin. So, what's it gonna be, heroes? Just sign up here and you'll be bona fide law enforcement agents. You're not looking to start trouble, are you? One more stunt like that and there'll be hell to pay.
You are not making this very interesting.
You know, getting pretty good at this.
Bad choice, Logan.
Maybe, but it'll be worth it to make your life a living hell along the way, babe.
Don't worry, kid. He'll bounce back from this. Songbird will be fine, too. You made the right choice. I knew you would. Now let's get the hell out of here before we got more of these lackeys to deal with.
Welcome to the Resistance. It's good to see there's still heroes like us willing to stand up for what's right. It's also encouraging to see a significant number of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents defecting to our side. They call themselves the White Star, apparently in my honor. I can't tell you we're in for an easy time, though. Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. have advanced technology and almost unlimited resources at their disposal.
Yeah, but none of that matters. What we got is more important.
Yes, we have the moral high ground. We know we're in the right. Our path to victory? Convince the public to repeal that law by remaining steadfast. And by showing everyone what it really means to be a hero.
We got a lot of operations in the works, so you can count on being asked to help out real soon.
Meantime, feel free to explore our command bunker. This abandoned Hydra storage facility is no Stark Tower, I know, but it'll hold up if S.H.I.E.L.D. comes knocking.
We won't win this thing holed up in here. Head over to the briefing station when you're ready for your first mission.